I saw this, that right now in the Fortune 500 there are no enlightened beings. They're good people, very good. kind of obvious, isn't it? But this is not a put down. There are very good people in the Fortune 500, but the time is coming now where money and spirit and ethics all become one, because there's something much larger about to happen in the future. And I saw that we will very soon start seeing truly enlightened beings in the Fortune 500, and that's going to be a major sign. It's going to be a change of a sea change, a change of paradigm. Well, enlightened beings doesn't mean religiously or sort of New Age enlightened. It means that you mature as a spiritual being. You become self-initiated and self-realized. And in that, you realize that money is only green energy. And the more money that you can make and channel to changing the world, and the big changes in the future will come from the private sector, not from government.
This video is part of the lecture The Spirit of Gaia by Mellon Thomas Benedict, who died of brain cancer in 1982 and returned an hour and a half later to life on this planet Earth with the memories of one of the most studied near-death experiences. Healed spontaneously and completely from his cancer, Mellon lives and works on our planet Earth until March 31st, 2017, continuing his visitations with the light, and is called An Encyclopedia of the Afterlife by Deepak Chopra.
Millions of people it takes to make a mouse, the millions of people it takes to get food to your table, make your glasses, make your clothes. Could you make all your clothes? Could you make your shoes? Could you make your cup? You see what I mean? Think, we're all working for each other. That's what this is really about. Economics is a distorted thing in the middle of it, and economics is changing and will change, but we're all working for each other, and we're cooperating like never before on planet Earth. High degree of cooperation. This is what's really going on in the world. What you're seeing in the media is the Maya, the illusion. This is what everybody's concerned about on planet Earth, fairness. And this is what starts leveling us out now, and this is what saves the middle class. Since 1975, it has been technically possible, and technically is the key word. Technically means you can really do it. It doesn't mean it's a vision or a TV episode. Technically means you can actually do it. You can actually do it now. Since 1975, we have been at a place in the world where we can feed, clothe, comfort, educate every human on planet Earth without destroying the Earth. Get ready for a paradigm shift. Did you know that we already have the technology right now to feed all of America with a greenhouse the size of Manhattan? Organic, perfect food. Get ready for a paradigm shift. Here's how it goes. I'm a sky farmer. I'm involved in the sky farm movement. These buildings, all these buildings in cities, all generating food, each one climate controlled, exotic fruits, whatever you want. Hydroponics, where you just spray the roots, very little water used. Organic everything. The only product is mulch and oxygen.
Let's get one out of here so you can see. I mean, the roots, you got these beautiful roots
now
on there.
I know what my bouquet is going to be for my wedding.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it's so soft.
Yeah, isn't that something? Why don't you try a piece of that?
Vegetables have a much more vibrant and bolder and fuller flavor than I think most of us have experienced.
What we can do with nutrients and lights is we can change the flavor profile of our plants. So things like a blue light can make a more crispy crunch on a plant, like or kale. The kale is like nothing like a kale you would think of. It's like soft, it's kind of sweet, it's crunchy. So I make a pesto out of it that I really love.
And, always in every transition, people lose their jobs and have to create new skills. The blacksmith did, the truckers will. All these intensive things are now almost unnecessary to do. Imagine if every city really got into this, and they can. These are real systems that are going on, by the way. And it's very low impact, it takes very little water, and each floor of this could be climate controlled to whatever you want, delivered locally. That's a paradigm shift, isn't it? Who plants in the dirt anymore? It's so intensive, and all the machines and all the fuel and everything it takes is over, you know? I plan to be a big part of this. I really love this idea. One of the things I was told to look for in the future is that money has to be spiritualized or brought up in its consciousness. And we're beginning to see these sort of things, but I was told to look for one day Fortune 500 magazine to see an ascended master, an enlightened being on the cover. It's going to happen. It's beginning. We have great philanthropists now, but an enlightened being who's a multi-billionaire leading the way, these things are going to happen. So money isn't bad. Money's just green energy. You know, right now the old paradigm says I need all of it because it's still a survival issue for that, for the richest man in the world, as it is for the poorest man in the world. It's still survival issues about this.
I do not have the money to spare.
No one has ever been richer than you are at this moment. What would it take for you to feel secure?
More.
So this is one of the signs I was told to look for, an enlightened being on the cover of the Fortune 500. The next step is something only you can do as an individual. Only you. No one can do it for you. The Dalai Lama, even though he would love to, can't do it for you. The greatest shaman in the world cannot do it for you. It's called self-initiation. The next step is self-initiation. And again, self-initiation leads to self-government, the only government that ever really works. And the more people we get out of survival and into self-government, the better, you know? So the next step is self-initiation. I tried to teach this, self-initiation. In fact, I had a famous promoter book me. I was going to do my very first self-initiation workshop. And I thought it was going to be the best of my life. And we booked this big place, and usually I get a big crowd, you know. And I showed up that day, and no one showed up, not even the promoter. And, whoa, I guess I'm getting a lesson about self-initiation. It goes another way. It doesn't go in like a big class, you know. So, but I went on with my self-initiation. So the workshop was for me. The only workshop where no one showed up, not even the promoter showed up. So self-initiation is an interesting thing. And because there is no general plan, there is no plan for the universe, it's quite wide open to all living forms, that we are the plan. Whatever you give the meaning to your life is the meaning of life. And that should be sacred and really highly spiritual to you. If you give no meaning to your life, it has no meaning to anyone else or the universe, in fact. So the real meaning of life is what do you want to add to it? What is your meaning? What does your life mean? What does your money mean? What does this world mean to you? Give that to us, you know? That's our gift back to the universe, is to literally give meaning to all of this. And it's all sorting out, because there's been many meetings over the years, you know, and it's all sorting out into something that's very interesting. We're all beginning to start saying the same thing, aren't we? Interesting. Many cultures, all of us are beginning to say the same thing, and the big word is oneness. Oneness, oneness, oneness.